Honestly, it started with a walk. I wasn't even planning to make a decision that day. I simply wanted to see what the place felt like. And as I went from room to room, the layout just guided me along. There was this openness, the kind that lets the light in from more than one side, and it felt like every corner had its own purpose. Then I stepped into the common area and noticed how proportionate everything felt. With wide corridors, greenery placed where you'd want to pause, and a refreshing sense of breathing space. That's a rare find. It was a gentle series of nods to myself. Yes, that works. And that works too. By the time I left, I realized I wasn't thinking like a visitor. I was already imagining where I would keep my sofa and where the evening light would come in through, in the living room. And that's when I knew. I still remember my first visit to BHADRA. The moment I stepped onto the premises, it felt like everybody knew I was coming. The security smiled at me and asked me if I was here for the site visit, and within moments somebody had come from the guest relations team to walk me in. There was this easy flow to everything, no rushing and no shuffling around to find the right person. The sales team sat down with me like we were catching up for coffee. They opened the plans, they answered my questions with such clarity, and they even made some design decisions which I might have missed. Later, when I made my booking, the CRM team kept the same energy. They sent updates without me even having to ask, and they sent reminders which were very useful, and they made the paperwork seem like a breeze. On one of my site visits, I actually saw him walking alongside a couple of homeowners, listening more than he spoke. They were sharing their thoughts, he was asking them questions and noting things down. That kind of involvement makes you feel like the project is being shaped with real care, from the big vision to the tiny touches. Having lived in a BHADRA home, I had a certain sense of confidence in their workmanship. The floors sit evenly, the doors close with ease, and the finishing has a sense of neatness you can feel. When I walked into the Experience Center for Codename PeakLife, that same sense of precision was there, but I could see that they had taken things even further. The layouts felt even more open and the finishes smoother. And the way the light flowed through the rooms showed how carefully the spaces had been planned. I noticed the little things like the balcony railings that felt sturdy and the floor tiles which were smooth without the edges sticking out, and the way the greenery outside connected visually to the indoors. And it's not just on paper, it's the way it's coming together in real life. I first heard about Codename PeakLife from the BHADRA team while I was still at my first home with them. During a casual conversation with a CRM executive about some updates, they informed me about a new project that's coming up at Kengeri. The way they described it caught my attention. A location with excellent metro access, plenty of open space, and the same level of detailing that I had come to expect from BHADRA. Later, I received an invite to visit the Experience Center at Kengeri. The moment I stepped in, I realized they had put in the same effort in presenting the project as they do in building it. Detailed scale models, clear floor plans, and a walkthrough that would help me imagine exactly how it would be to live there. It was less of a sales pitch and more of a conversation, showing me what life could look like at PeakLife, and that's what made me want to explore it further. In my journey from my home in Girinagar to investing in Codename PeakLife, I have seen the same consistency, projects delivered when promised, and the same attention to detail and finishing that you saw at the very first visit. They plan everything in a way that makes life easier, homes that feel open and comfortable, green spaces where you actually want to spend time, and locations that keep you connected to the city, where you still have your peace. Even after handover, the team remains approachable, responsive, and genuinely interested in how you're settling in. That follow through is rare, and that's what gives you the confidence that you're buying a home and you're going to be part of a community that is being taken care of over the years. For me, that's what makes Bhadra an easy recommendation. They allow you to picture what your life is going to be there now and in the years to come. From what I've seen as a repeat buyer with Bhadra, they always choose their locations well. And when they announce that they're going to have Codename PeakLife at Kengeri, that immediately caught my attention. Kengeri has its own charm, but it has now become one of the city's prominent growth areas. The metro right at your doorstep means that you can travel across the city with ease. And with the nice road and Mysuru Expressway just seconds away, weekend getaways and work trips feel effortless. For me, it's the way this space blends everyday practicality with future potential. You're close to established schools, healthcare and retail, and at the same time you're connected to the bigger picture. The way Kengeri is evolving makes it a smart long-time move. Having seen how Bhadra picks its sites based on comfort and investment value, this seemed like another winning choice. Bhadra always chooses places that makes life work well, and that is exactly how I feel about Codename PeakLife. Being right next to the Kengeri metro means I can step out to different places with ease. Even today I took the metro to come here because I just wanted to sit and enjoy the peace. It just took me 30 minutes from MG Road to Kengeri. I can already picture my evenings where I come back from work at Global Village quickly and still have the time to enjoy the open spaces or spend time with my friends and not feel rushed. Kengeri has a wonderful mix of old world charm and new energy, and it's evolving in all the right ways. The location of Codename PeakLife makes travel and errands simple, and even weekend getaways start effortlessly. At the same time, it offers the peace of a home surrounded by greenery. For me, that blend of convenience and calm made the decision easy.